Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Sunday, February 21, 2021. Al Jazeera report. IAEA, Iran agree temporary deal for inspections with less access. The head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog has said the agency reached an agreement with Iran to continue its necessary verification and monitoring activities for up to 3 months, but there will be less access and no more snap inspections. Speaking to reporters in Vienna on Sunday following return from Tehran, the International Atomic Energy Agency chief Rafael Grossi said his talks with Iranian officials had produced a good, reasonable result that salvages the situation for now.
Fox report. NYPD search for gunmen caught on video zip tying victims in Queens backyard, ransacking home for $40 G. The New York Police Department (NYPD) is continuing its search for 3 armed suspects who, in a brazen heist caught on camera, stormed a Queens backyard and zip-tied a group of people on the patio before ransacking the home and getting away unscathed with $40,000 in cash. Surveillance video released by NYPD's Crime Stoppers early Saturday showed the moments 3 gunmen made their way into a backyard of a home near the corner of 146th Street and 116th Avenue in South Jamaica around 19 minutes past 5 p.
BBC report. Pangong Lake, India and China complete pullback of forces. Soldiers completed their withdrawal from the Pangong So Lake area on Saturday, according to the communiqué. Clashes on the poorly marked border led to the deaths of 24 troops last June. Both sides say they will work to cut tensions on other parts of the border, or line of actual control. China and India announced their intention to withdraw forces from the lake area on the 11th of February, and commanders met on Saturday to assess how the operation was going.
BBC report. 7 Niger election officials killed by landmine on poll day. The team's car drove over an improvised explosive device in the Tillaberi region in the southwest. It is not known whether the vehicle was deliberately targeted. Nigerians were voting on Sunday in the second round of the presidential election that will see the first democratic transition of power since independence from France in 1960. The governing party's Mohamed Bazoum, a former foreign and interior minister, secured 40% of the vote in the first round.
Deutsche Welle report. Myanmar coup. Protesters undeterred by police killings. Citizens continue to protest against the military coup in Myanmar, with numerous demonstrations taking place on Sunday across the Southeast Asian nation. More protests are planned for Monday to call for the release of Aung San Suu Kyi, the country's ousted civilian ruler. The Nobel Peace Laureate was detained by the military junta after it overthrew the elected government on February 1. On Saturday, at least 2 people were killed in protests in Mandalay, according to media reports.
CNN report. As Texas went dark, Fox News blamed windmills. The majority of power outages in Texas over the past week came from losses in coal, natural gas and nuclear energy, according to the state's own energy officials. But right-wing media has zeroed in on another, far smaller culprit. Wind turbines and solar energy this week showed that the problem of parallel news universes, the problem of alternative realities of information, does not just apply to politics. CNN's chief media correspondent Brian Stelter said on Reliable Sources Sunday.
Fox report. NYC to be hit with wintry mix Monday as warm temperatures approach. New Yorkers are in for a slushy Monday as a wintry mix hits the city, but warmer, more pleasant weather should round out the week, offering at least a temporary reprieve, forecasters said Sunday. A storm system is expected to start sludging up the boroughs around lunchtime Monday. By the time it gets to the city tomorrow around midday, we're going to be looking at a mix of rain and snow, AccuWeather senior meteorologist Jake Soida told the Post on Sunday.
Fox report. Burma protest against military coup leaves at least 2 dead, dozens injured. At least 2 people were killed and dozens more injured in Burma on Saturday during protests against a February 1 military coup that led to the detainment of Aung San Suu Kyi, the country's de facto leader. The violence broke out in Mandalay, Burma's second-largest city with a population of about 1.2 million people. 1 person died before my eyes. He was shot in the head. I can't say the age exactly, but it appeared it was a young boy. A friend of mine saw the same thing. Another person shot and killed in front of his eyes. So I can say for sure 2 died on the spot.
CNN report. 7 dead in Nigerian military plane crash, says Air Force. 7 people were killed when a Nigerian military plane crashed on approach to Abuja Airport on Sunday. A spokesman for Nigeria's Air Force said, all 7 personnel on board died in the crash, Air Vice Marshal Ibikunle Daramola said on Twitter. He added that the chief of the air staff has ordered an immediate investigation into the incident. A military aircraft, King Air 350, has just crashed short of our Abuja runway after reporting engine failure en route to Minna. It appears to be fatal.
Deutsche Welle report. France. Nice tells tourists to stay away as COVID cases soar. The mayor of Nice urged visitors on Sunday to stay away from the French Riviera tourist hotspot after the southern city saw a spike in coronavirus cases. Christian Estrosi of the center-right Republicans Party said new measures that go beyond the nationwide 6 p.m. curfew were needed to stop the inflow of visitors. The weather is nice. Everybody rushes to come here. A weekend lockdown would put a stop to that, without halting economic activity in the city, he told France Info Radio.
Deutsche Welle report. Israel reopens economy after COVID vaccine success. Israelis on Sunday saw life gradually return to normalcy after the government lifted coronavirus curbs on many businesses and services following its third national lockdown and a vaccination drive that has been hailed as the world's fastest. The relaxing of restrictions means stores, libraries, synagogues and museums can now reopen, but physical distancing and face masks are still required. Shopping malls and shops with street access also reopened their doors on Sunday, but with certain limitations on crowd size.
CNN report. An Ohio bomb squad was called to disarm an adorable bag of kittens. Sheriff's deputies in Ohio were called when a suspicious bag was found outside of a church, but what was inside was not what they were expecting. Upon opening the suspicious package on Thursday, the bomb unit from the Butler County Sheriff's Office discovered a cat and her 6 adorable one-day-old kittens. When specialist Mike Grimes and Det. Detheridge arrived, they didn't hear ticking, they heard purring.
Al Jazeera report. UK speeds up vaccine rollout with lockdown easing in sight. The British government has declared that every adult in the country should get a first coronavirus vaccine shot by July 31, at least a month earlier than its previous target, as it prepared to set out a cautious plan to ease the United Kingdom's lockdown. The previous aim was for all adults to get a jab by September. The new target also calls for everyone 50 and above and those with an underlying health condition to get their first of 2 vaccine shots by April 15, rather than the previous date of May 1.
Al Jazeera report. Israel shuts Mediterranean shore after oil spill devastates coast. Israel closed all its Mediterranean beaches until further notice on Sunday, days after an offshore oil spill deposited tons of tar across more than 160 kilometers (100 miles) of coastline in what officials are calling one of the country's worst ecological disasters. Activists began reporting globs of black tar on Israel's coast last week after a heavy storm. The deposits have wreaked havoc on local wildlife, and the Israeli Agriculture Ministry determined on Sunday that a dead young fin whale that washed up on a beach in southern Israel died from ingesting the viscous black liquid, according to Khan, Israel's public broadcaster.
CNN report. A 7-year-old boy went back into a burning home to save his baby sister. A 7-year-old boy named Eli saved his baby sister's life when he jumped into her room through a window to rescue her from a fire that destroyed his family's home. It was a typical night at the Davidson household in New Tazewell, Tennessee, on December 8. Chris and Nicole Davidson fed their 3 children dinner, tucked them into bed and were asleep by 8:30 p.m. Hours later, Nicole Davidson woke up to the smell of smoke.
BBC report. France row as Lyon mayor keeps meat off school menus. Gregory Doucet, a member of the Green Party, has said the move allows service to be streamlined and quickened amid coronavirus restrictions. But the government has hit back, accusing him of risking children's health. "Let's stop putting ideology on our children's plates," wrote Agriculture Minister Julien de Normandie. Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin said it was an unacceptable insult for French farmers and butchers.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.